In order, stand and say the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I need a motion to approve it.
Bob.
Yes.
Scott.
No.
Virgil.
Yes.
Brian.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mike.
Yes.
Hold on. Wait a minute. See what you did? Okay. I need a motion to approve the minutes of last month's meeting, executive session minutes, and the finance report.
Second.
Bob.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
We actually gonna do that now. Wait till that for that later.
You already did it.
Oh,
Okay.
You did that in here.
oh, that was down there.
I had to put it there.
Reporter. Richard.
Fire department ran 81 calls. One of them was a structure fire. The rest of them was a mixture between brush fires and assisting the EMS. And then I had a couple valves on one of our older units are starting to leak real bad, and they're passing through and they're not holding the pressures that they need to be. So I got a quote in here to replace those. And that quote's $4,864.
Need a motion. A second.
And then I'm asking for a,
I gotta give me a chance. I gotta type. Bob. Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Thank
okay, we met with the fire marshal last month, and the state of Illinois is pushing a new training program that they're really suggesting us to go to. Brian Donovan's been meeting with them, talking to them. He may be able to explain it a little more if you got any questions.
Basically, it's so we can do some computer training. It's already pre-done training. It's videos or presentations. And like say we have guys that are on leave of absence for any reason, we can assign them training. Or if we want to do a training at the station instead of having classroom, the whole night, not getting anything done, we can assign it so they can do it on their own. And then when we come to fire meeting, we do all hands on. Or we have some people that are super eager to train and they can get on there and pick whatever classes they want and just can do their own training like a self-paced. And it's all OSHA and NFPA approved training. Because basically the fire marshal said, like, when we're doing training, we need to put down what OSHA number that goes with, what NFPA number that goes with. And he's like, do you guys know any of that? I'm like, no, not really. If we do ladder training, we do ladder training. He's like, well, there's an OSHA number, an NFPA number that goes with, like, if you're throwing ladders on the building, that's a different number. And he said, if you get this program, whatever, you put in ladder training, it says what kind of training, it says exactly what numbers those go with. So if OSHA walks in because somebody got hurt on a ladder, there we go. It's, they've had training and it's already pre-populated for us. It's not just,
Helps
Professionally
track
done.
Driver's training.
Yeah, helps. Driver's training and anything else we do.
Boil it down to be about $100 a year for an individual. And to get it started, it's going to be $3,405.
You got a system in place to make sure that to keep the guys on track, and guys and gals, I should say, on track of making sure they're doing their training.
Yeah, it'll,
Do now, but it's not as accurate as this is going to be.
and like with this one, it can, like, if we assign a training to somebody and they don't do it, it'll tell us. We can go in and say, hey, can you go ahead and do this training or whatever? And
Basically, if you say, hey, you need to do this ladder training before Wednesday because we're going to do hands-on, and they didn't do it, then they got to go in the classroom and do that.
yeah, yep.
And as soon as he finishes it, it automatically goes to the state. So the state automatically knows that he's done all that training instead of us having to file it. So
We got any older computers that we can set up in the classroom?
Yeah, we've got, we've already got one in there they use all the time.
I'll make the motion.
I do know Westville's been using it for a while and they love it. So, yeah.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
You got anything else, Richard?
No, that's all I have.
EMS report, look,
Animal service, total 95 calls last month, total Tilton calls were 56. 37 during the daytime, we covered 36, we dropped one. Total night calls 13, we covered all 13 of those. Total second out calls where we were on a call when our other unit went out was 5 times. We covered, so we had 5 of those, but we only covered 2, we dropped 3 of them. We went a total of 29 times to Oakwood. So other than Oakwood, Danville, and including Georgetown this time was 11 calls. We covered 9 of those, dropped 2 of them. We had a total of 3 transfers. We did purchase the 8 UTV. We did pick it up. I've got a operational policy written for that. We have a 2 safety classes coming up for operation of that vehicle, that if a person on either the ambulance or fire department does not go through this training, they're not allowed to operate it. I've sent the policy to Mike. He looked it over and he liked it, sent it back, said it was good. I don't have a quote. I didn't ask for a quote, but I would like to get some helmets to put on it that are safety helmets, because we're going to make them when they're in operation off-road on uneven terrain, that they have to wear a safety helmet. Along with, because you have to wear a safety helmet when you do the training coming up. Training's coming up in next week, 2 different days, so that we could get everybody. So I haven't asked for anything this time.
okay. Public Works,
General routine trash, cleaning, maintenance, of buildings and vehicles. Still been patching roads in places. Cleaned a bunch of graffiti off the 5th Street Bridge. Got the equipment unloaded for the access stand. Had a sewer call on Washington Street. We jetted and cambered the line, ended up being a homeowner's problem. Helped him get it taken care of. Repaired a catch basin on West 3rd for a homeowner's request. Raised the catch basin on 1700 block of Washington for homeowner's request. Still been continuing the maintenance inspection project using the GIS map system on our sanitary sewers. Been helping get the items back and forth for the bands at Thomas Park. Worked on filling some of the holes in the pavilion at Thomas Park to eliminate the bird mess that's been going on up there. So far, it looks like it's doing well. Started painting curbs this week and been working on getting the hillsides and ditches mowed with our arm mower. I turned in a list of some items I wanted to surplus. Talked with Richard a little bit about some of the numbers. That's what we kind of came up with. One of them is our 1998 roller. I put a price on it of $1,500. A 1998 pull behind air compressor for $2,000 and a 1997 Genie lift for $3,000. I like to see about getting them surplus.
All right.
I'll make motion.
Make a motion. Mike. Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil, Ryan,
Yes.
Yes.
And we started an application process to fill the vacancy that we had come up in the Public Works Department. And I think we're ending that about the 30th of this month, and then we'll move on to the next phase of the process to fill the spot over there. That's all I have.
oh, question came up.
Yes,
Have you started picking up for the cleanup yet
Monday morning,
anymore? Okay.
we'll be in full force.
Police Department,
All right, for the month of May, we had 315 calls for service. During that time, we made 20 arrests, had 22 PNTs for the month. Officers issued 82 citations with 27 warnings. We issued 36 warnings, 16 ordinance violations were issued for the month. Uh, Not asking for anything this month, good thing. Did get notified by Tiffany, we did get our other grant starting this fall for $6,000. It covers most of the holidays through the spring of next year, so we'll also have some traffic details going on throughout the year, now that we have both grants established. Also, in your resources file, you'll find some new ordinances TJ and I've been working on. Well, one is new is the park ordinances. We didn't really have any. And we've done some changes in some wordage to the ATV and golf cart policy, as well as the sports complex and ATV park.
And all three look really good.
I'm sorry.
And all three look really good.
Okay, so, take the month, whatever, look at it, any other ideas, suggestions, something you want changed. Those were just ideas we wanted to put together, start moving forward with those, so. All I have.
Thanks, guys. Sewer department.
I got a quote for repair on the generator for Keene Street lift station. From Cummins, $2,035. To get a switch gear fixed, transfer switch. And really about all I got. We've been, sewer plants coming along pretty good. Go tour today. Quite a bit of progress. Gonna be up and going soon.
Need a motion? Need a motion for that repair?
Get a motion.
Second.
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Mike.
IT.
I got internet over the Village Grill. We got security cameras put on the Village Grill, and we got 2 iPads going for the point of sale system that Ryan found. So far, I think the internet's working over there. Got an iPad going for the sewer truck, so when they go out, they can use it, the GIS system that they have, so they can use it in there. Working on cleaning up some of the Ethernet wiring things around City Hall here, adding some more Ethernet lines for things. Started getting parts for the traffic camera. When I did this the other day, they told me that was 6 to 8 weeks out. It actually arrived the other day. The camera did. So I'll try and work on getting that installed on Fifth Street Bridge. Got the new IDs issued to the police department and got some for the ambulance. And yeah, still working on the fire departments. All I got.
Down there.
Oh, those are my continued and work on, yes.
City administrator.
There's been a lot of talk about personnel policies, and there's a lot of things that aren't consistent. And I think that we need to have a meeting to talk about that. Especially the general policy. And I don't know what committee that would fall under, but there are a lot of inconsistencies, and we just need to get them fixed so that everybody is the same and everybody's on the same page. The way we've been doing it is certain things that pertain to the personnel policy just don't work. So
My suggestion, even with the department heads, have them bring their policies that they have. Where you can compare them and defer them, and that way they can make changes, and they're a part of the conversation. Because ultimately, they're the ones that are on the ground every day, and that are dealing with the personnel. So I'd suggest starting there with them, and then if it has to go to a committee, then after you guys have that thoughts compiled, then you can bring it to a committee, whichever one it wants.
okay. I'll talk to the departments, like ambulance has their own, police have their own, fire has their own, but then there's a general policy that everybody's supposed to follow, and it doesn't really coincide with the other ones. So I want to make sure that they're, they're all the same. Also, I just got an email today. We are getting the ramp property deeded to us next week.
Cool.
And then,
We're not, they agreed to.
well, I'm not gonna say that anyway. There's no report. That's all.
We're back to Billboard.
We're trying to get the billboard moved, so
Push it back or.
we're gonna move it closer. They're gonna try to move it closer to Georgetown Road, kind of back against the back of Dollar General, because the lot line that IDOT drew is a diagonal. So their lot line is gonna be, so here's Georgetown Road and there's lot lines like this. So the billboard will be back here and Culver's will be up here so that nothing is.
Culver's gotta get offset farther than what Lamar's would be, so Lamar's not upset about that.
They just have to get permits and we probably will have to incur some costs there.
Did you ever get a legal opinion of whether they told us that or not?
Dave Westner
Dave?
said, yeah, he said
Yeah.
It's a
that was
locked
That was a
contract.
private contract that we didn't even know they had it when they bought the house.
Yes, they can pay it or we're gonna own a billboard.
Huh?
They can pay it or we're gonna own a billboard.
We don't want the damn billboard.
There's a big wind coming through.
Well,
I think
the
you're right, Mike.
The big problem right now is the last discussion we had with Lamar, was they gotta figure out costs to move it. So we made sure to explain to them that different properties in the area, that we have to give them an easement to this.
Yeah.
That most of the property in the area is going for $15 a square foot, so take that consideration that we're giving up that much for that sign to be put there.
Or we just say no sign. No sign, sign off.
Well, that's the problem. They're wanting us to honor a contract they made with the homeowner.
Yes.
When we bought the
I
property,
still don't see the word.
How we
They said
binding to. That
20
contract should be-
20 more years, every 10 years, we're obligated. to-
Automatic renewal.
what was actually discussed, will be on Western and get a professional
That's what I was saying,
Lawyer.
get a second opinion.
to see what. But do we have the copy of that contract?
Mhm.
Okay, have a different type lawyer look at that contract, because a business owner told us that he's pretty sure a lot of those are illegal.
And the actual lawyer that deals with working against stuff like that.
It's not even our contract.
Well, the big problem is that we gotta get them to start moving that sign for Culver's to go in.
They have to get a permit from IDOT first, though, before they can do anything.
And they're at on our nickel.
We don't need to pay for that. They can get their own permit.
They can come down.
Moving it, they'll,
Well, we'll see. We talked about,
Not yet,
there's some
because I
options.
if it comes to that.
Not
So it's,
necessarily.
as it stands, so it's,
Any windows if they call
as it
it.
sits, it's on our property.
They're gonna move it on their nickel.
And we get $750 a year for it.
Oh, no.
They should be giving us $700 a month.
But they said we could get out of it if we paid the rent for it for the rest of the term of the contract.
It's like 10 years.
Like 1,500 a month,
Yeah.
times 20 years, yeah.
How about we just take their sign?
Okay, let's, yeah.
But we're looking at other options to do. But we got,
They can't hold us to it.
problem is we gotta work with them right now to get Culver's, try to get Culver's in there and resolve the situation on the fly as we move the phone.
It's not going to turn me quick.
You know, maybe Dave knows a lawyer that's a little more versed in that than what he is. He's municipal law mostly.
Well, I mean,
Worth the question anyway.
okay, so you can go on, I'll find it and then you come back to me. I'll tell you what he said.
You wanna come back to your report?
No, I'm just gonna come back to what Dave said about that contract. I'm gonna find it in my emails.
Oh,
You can come back to me.
You can just share.
She's saying go ahead and go, and then we can come back to it.
Okay, what I got here? MFT bid award.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Treasurer.
That's all right.
There's a whole piece of paper there.
Wasn't trying to
Not reading it.
disacknowledge her.
We read ours.
You can read it.
Treasurer report.
Right there.
No.
No, my finger hit the screen and I rolled it.
Right there, holding it.
I
I mean, that's
apologize.
what he should be saying.
Got a
That's what it
report?
said. She said
No.
she had none.
Yes, she does.
Oh, Joe, you don't even have a report?
No,
All right, now you can go to.
How's our municipal or?
Oh, I'm reading one. Okay, so I
you
go on.
already know that.
MFT bid awards. That's
Are they the same?
On, after the last board meeting, we opened up the Monday following the last board meeting. And we got one bidder, it was Ribby Trucking. The MFT portion, which covers work that's south of Fifth Street and west of the railroad, that whole neighborhood. $204,823.16. At the last meeting, the board authorized the mayor to go ahead and sign the IDOT paperwork, which he did. And we already got the approval back from IDOT. But I think the board should go ahead and put in the record that you agree with that. Dollar amount and award to Ruby Trucking.
That's the 204 is what we're paying on them.
We also, go ahead.
I'll make the motion that we accept the bid for Daniel Levy Trucking for $204,823.16.
Second.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
We also open bids for the non-MFT portion, which is basically putting down some asphalt along the edges to repair the edges of the pavement. And we had two bidders on that one. One was Cross Construction. One was Ribby Trucking. Ribby Trucking was the low bidder, $137,480. We need to approve that too.
New motion.
That's just local funds.
Second.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
G Street.
11.3 on the agenda there is the south side of the bridge. The dirt is in really poor condition. It's all clay, but it's wet. And with all the drying time, and the contractor went out with a disc, like you see on the farm field, disked it up, tried to aerate it. Did that a couple times. You know, we've been out there for several weeks now, and it just has not dried out, has not firmed up. So talking with Billy, the solution is to undercut, take some of that wet dirt out, and put some additional thickness of rock and maybe some stabilization fabric under the rock. We need to bring that to the board's attention. I guess we need to vote on that and make sure it's okay to add that to his contract so they can move forward with the,
We've been working on it today.
yeah, they're working on it. They're already working on the work.
I'll make a motion. to work for the board.
Well, we're thinking that's part of the reason why that went so bad on that side of the bridge was because of that clay. We think it was from the original construction. That's what
Well,
caused the problem.
probably a drainage problem. Undoubtedly. There's only one drain down the bottom.
Well,
down
that
there.
clay,
That's all it
clay's
was.
pretty much impervious to water. I mean, water doesn't travel easily through clay.
Mhm.
So the water that we're seeing, that took that wet clay was, I think it's been there since day one.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not coming out. There's really not a lot of water getting added to it. So it's just, I do agree with Billy. It probably, probably paved holes. You know, it was old 20 years ago, I think.
Have you been down there today?
I didn't go down today.
Did you? Trucks are going a mile a minute up and down Myers,
Yeah, well, they,
rock and dirt.
they had a lot of cord out yesterday when I was down there.
Did
Are they stopping?
Uh.
Are they stopping?
it sometime?
I'll second it, Laura.
Thank you.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
And that's 30,000. Up to, yeah.
Current contract, B pay estimate number 20, $508,815.50. FEHR Graham invoice 116304, $33,912.48. And the IEPA disbursement request number 20 for a total of $542,727.98.
I'll make the motion. Bob. Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil,
Yeah.
Brian.
Yes.
The last item that we discussed with the committee chairman and the mayor and Chad and TJ on contract A, which is the sewer work with the Midwest. We had deleted some items back with, I think, change order 1. And after reviewing the items we deleted, we think it's in the best interest of the village to go ahead and add those back. So this change order number 5. I'm going to give you the dollar amount tonight. I don't have the paperwork to sign. But basically, we're going to bring back abandoning the Linden Street pump station and installing a new gravity sewer along Linden Street from Mayfield back to Fairfield at the street.
Yes.
Back to Fairfield. That was on the original plans. We're going to put that back in. We deleted that dollar amount for that piece. And this is really the majority of the changes is $184,785.46. We're also proposing to make a modification to the sewers over on F Street, which is near the new pump station over there by Third and F. And that's going to result in a credit of $30,160.11. It's a Jefferson Street pump station, similar to what we did at Linden. We're going to go ahead, we did some piping changes, added 1 manhole, made some deletions so that we could abandon the existing lift station and just use the new one that you're building. And that resulted in a additional cost of $28,248.69. And the last piece is that just added on here today was we're pouring concrete around these big control panels for these pump stations, and apparently they got a little bit larger than what was shown on the plans. Midwest informed us that it was going to be $1,250 per pump station, and there's 5. So to make those pads larger, it's $6,250. So the total with the pluses and minuses is $189,124.04. I'd like to go ahead and get authorization for the mayor to sign that change order when we get all the paperwork and allow us to go ahead and submit that EPA for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Anything else? That'd be it for me.
No, it's
All right,
not.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
You're not done, Tom.
Ryan.
Yes.
Yes.
Our 2023-0615 resolution for Mayor William Ware to sign documents for the EPA for the sewer project. We took care of that earlier, didn't we, Tom?
Yes.
2023-0615A resolution to IDOT to allow Tom Overmeyer, engineer, Tiffany Jones, administrator, to sign documents if mayor is not available.
Second.
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yes.
Brian.
Yes.
Which won't be very often. Which won't be very often. I'll be around.
Especially right now, 'cause I know I'll be around for a while now, right at the moment, so.
Here's that email.
Huh? Short answer to your question is no. The lease provides an automatic renewal for the same term, 11 years. The leasee, Lamar, can provide a notice to lessor, Butler, about not renewing, but the lease does not have any provision for the lessor, Butler, to not renew the lease or even to terminate the lease.
If they won't move it, if they don't move it, I think we need to. think about
That's
it
what I'm saying. The
another day.
loophole is it says the work.
Well,
It identifies the leaser as Butler.
I'm sure that's all one side.
but we bought the property and the biggest problem is the realtor.
Well, that's fine. They can have it. They can have their sign there, but tell them we want $1,500 a year.
The last time we just disappeared overnight.
And what happened with that? Didn't lightning strike it?
I think so.
Yeah, something happened.
I know.
Way in.
I think that's stolen.
Heck, the storm coming Sunday.
Scrap metal in that.
Well, the thing is, it's really no big deal if we come to an agreement, they move it.
That's good.
So, talk to Morris, there's nothing hideous about the movement of it, that's, well, just get it moved. But if they go another direction, then we'll have to rethink it.
Well, my fear is what happens 5 years down the road, if the Dollar General decides they're gonna tear down and rebuild, they're gonna be doing this once again. And so,
No, because it'll still be on the property.
would you wanna build your business with a big billboard saying, no,
There's a lot of them already that do.
some of them, the billboards are just there now, but they were already there in the billboards. So I'm just telling you, I don't care. I
If there's a way to get out of it, that's what we would do.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is right now we gotta work to get culverts in there. We'll work against the billboard as we go, work as we move along.
I'm just saying,
That don't have to be moved before he starts.
Does anybody have a suggestion on an attorney to call for a second opinion? I don't really know any anymore.
I'll tell you who to get a hold of. Get a hold of the gentleman that explained to us that he knows a lot of those are illegal, and that's the man that owns culverts.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Mhm.
With Tom O'Shaughnessy, judge.
He's a judge.
or
He doesn't.
Say something. I mean, whether it's viable or not. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
But
I see Tom.
we'll work on getting rid of
I'm
the
just saying, I don't
contract.
wanna do it again in 5 years.
no.
It needs to be moving. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you guys decide.
Well, no, right now, we don't want it, but we gotta get them out of the way, so. Need to set up is this for the committee or a zoning meeting?
You're the one who wanted that.
Oh, okay, I need to have the zoning people be contacted, because what needs to happen, zoning committee, we need to open up the books and zone all the property, especially along Route 1 corridor.
That's what I was talking to you about the other day.
Well, and it's within a mile and a half too, we need to think about, because sometimes there's nothing within the mile and a half buffer that's zoned.
So somewhere along the line, we need to get with the committee and the zoning board.
Yeah, I've got Tom's number. You can hold him, see what his schedule meeting up.
Well, we've had a couple of situations here where stuff was wanting to pop up and we've had to make a rash move. And we need to get that resolved now so we don't have that problem in the future. Sure, need to set up.
Just to clarify, so you're setting up the meeting?
I have no clue what it's for, but need to set an ambulance committee meeting.
I reached out today. We're waiting on dates available for work and stuff. So I will, within the next couple of days, send it out.
You set it up.
Yeah.
We tried to get a couple quotes for painting City Hall, the boardroom, meeting room, hall, stairwell, Tom's office, and the police officer's room downstairs. Well, I got one quote back and it was from Patent Painting. And it was for
$2,000.
13,000, but I got, oh, there it is, $13,350. That's taken off all the wallpaper border. That's removing all the screws, sanding all the rough spots, repair around the windows.
You get that.
I'd like to have a motion to get that accomplished.
I'll make a motion.
You know, price of that.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, that's all it needs to look at.
I'll second.
Sorry.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yes.
All right. We,
When can they start that?
pardon?
When are they gonna start that? When can they start that?
Oh, we'll contact him and, well, we got to make sure we set it up to where he's not in here during the court.
We have a break until July 18th.
Okay, well, we'll get a hold, can we get a hold of him tomorrow too? time we got it passed and want to know when he can start and that he's gonna, this is free until certain date.
Yeah.
Okay.
so, Yeah.
VPP of Illinois TIF agreement transfer to Vistia Tilton LLC, the redevelopment agreement.
They were pretty much told, the Investia is the one who bought the Dollar Tree building, and VPP didn't tell us they were selling the building, and when they sold it, they kind of told the people who were buying it that the TIF agreement was transferable, and it was not.
That sucks. So they're same agreement. Yeah. Don't call that attorney for us. Oh, what, is it the same agreement? Anything changed?
People selling it.
Or his friend or whatever.
You don't need attorneys, what he said.
They do have lights on over there now.
So we're gonna reimburse them. Money still is that part. Is that right? Still do?
Yeah, we're still gonna owe him some taxes back. I mean,
When's that?
I don't think we're not talking about retroing back.
no, we paid them, well, except they never came and picked up their check last year because we didn't know that it had changed hands. So when we got the report back from Moran and they told us who to pay and how much for the TIF increment, we called VPP and then somebody was gonna come pick it up. They didn't tell us they even sold it. And then this guy came in from Investia, the one who bought the property, and said, "Are you gonna transfer this agreement?" And we were like, "Oh." So,
So how long is it really good for?
let's see
I
here.
try to redo it, but pretty much until
I think it's,
Who is this for?
this is
Dollar Tree.
Investia,
Dollar Tree.
the people who
Dollar Tree?
bought Dollar Tree. What does it say in here?
So you're gonna work with the new people.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what, my personal opinion is, while Tiffany's looking that up is the fact being that when people sold that building, we should have been contacted and we should have been part of the agreement to turn this over to them. My personal opinion is we do not re-sign an agreement with the new owner because of what the past owner did.
But thing is, they didn't,
You guys can do.
they didn't bring that business here to us.
Well, the thing that upsets me is the fact that if we allow this here, someone else down the line is gonna sit there and sell a business we got a great TIF deal with, and they're automatically gonna think it's an automatic transfer. It does not work that way. It stops.
I'd have to agree with that.
Oh, but then, and what did these owners, they didn't develop it.
Well, the new owners got lied to.
Reapply under their name.
Well, the new owners got lied to by the person selling it because there was never an agreement.
Well, then it goes back like Tom said, should have got an attorney.
Seller, not you guys.
I guess they better sue the seller.
So the total agreement was for 200,000 over 10 years because we rebated 75% of the TIF increment to them each year. So we probably would still, there'd probably be about 100 and, what do you think, Cass, 120,000 left on it out of 200,000.
Well, like I said, my personal opinion is because the seller didn't come to us with what was going down and hid it and kept it a secret. I don't see where we need to honor this TIF agreement over to a new owner.
I would agree there. If they want to maybe reapply for something and we can send it back off and go from there,
Okay,
then
I'll-
I'd be willing to look at it at least.
I'll call him tomorrow and ask him, send him an application and just say they're asking you to fill out a new.
I'll make the motion, we deny the redevelopment agreement with Investia.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ryan. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'll get that done tomorrow.
Yeah. Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Danville and the Village of Tilton. This is for the enterprise zone. Everybody's got a copy of it. You can read through it. We'd like to hear your remarks. But me and Tiffany have discussed this. There's a few questions in there we'd like to ask. But while I have this up, one of the things I would like to be able to do is we've already ran into a problem getting inspectors. I would like the okay for us to start searching for a firm that does inspections just for the enterprise zone, not for our normal, rental and all that. But anything within the enterprise zone, we bring a professional service in here to do all the inspections, because I want to make sure there's no questions coming back from the city of Danville about how the inspections go. So-
They use their own inspector.
Well, I know there's a few groups out there, they do total, commercial inspections. Plumbing, heating, electrical, the whole 9 yards. And they charge a fee to come in and do it. That's what I would like to be able to hire to do just enterprise fund projects.
City of Denver, they use their own inspectors. They have someone payroll.
I talked to somebody today from Carl that Paul had told me about, and he's supposed to get back to me.
But that was the problem, because one of the people that we wanted to hire for an inspector, they would not allow him to work for us because he still works for the city of Danville due to possible conflict of interest. But there's some other wording in here that I was kind of leery about. Tiffany wanted to ask some questions about, and I think a lot of it would be resolved if we hired an outside firm to do inspections for within the enterprise zone. So I'd like the okay to sit there and start soliciting and finding somebody to do this.
So we're not gonna improve the.
Yeah, I need to go.
Doing or
I would-
So we're not gonna approve the
Yeah.
understanding,
Just jump in. Hey, well, we can.
we're just gonna table this?
Well, we,
For now.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
I got a suggestion. If you do that, you might consider creating a different building permit application fee so you can recover all those costs. You know, they're building in an enterprise zone and you got to pay extra costs, and that should be part of the building permit fee.
So if the inspector is gonna be $1,000, then there should be a building permit fee of $1,000.
offset the cost of the inspection.
Yeah, so I mean, you should be able to recover that cost.
But that's kind of, that'd be fine, but we still need to find who we're gonna get and what it's gonna cost.
That's right.
I guess the question is, we're gonna table this for now until we find the company, is the question.
I just want it doesn't have to be a vote. I just want a verbal okay that we can go searching for
Yeah,
finding.
I'm fine with that, but I'm talking about this understanding right here. We're tabling this.
Oh, yes,
And actually-
because I want this to make this part of the package that we give back to them.
I'll make a motion to table this.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yes.
Yes.
What happened to this document?
Yeah, I know. It didn't, that's how it was scanned. It was downloaded to me from Moran. I'm not sure.
Didn't have a font.
TIF option for KATK properties.
It's kind of hard to read the number.
Yeah.
They're saying there's $285,000 available in TIF eligible costs. Okay, we talked to them because if we do a TIF agreement, we could give them an upfront payment, but we've got a lot of other things going on right now.
I didn't need a review.
And what I suggested, and I think this is a better option for us because it's quicker and it's easier for us, is to do a sales tax rebate for 5 years. And also do a TIF rebate of property taxes is what Moran is suggesting. But we could do like 50% of their sales tax monthly for, let me see, because there will be a ceiling, but we can't go over. So we could give them 50% back of their TIF increment for their taxes for the remaining life of the TIF. No, we're just gonna say up to, because there's quite a few years, that's in TIF 3. And then a reimbursement of 50% of the sales tax revenue for 5 years. And then it also says home rule tax revenue for 5 years, but it's kind of a lot.
Where is it?
Huh?
Our own rule back.
So that's how much they think we'd make. between those two numbers, between sales tax and home rule over 5 years. It's on page 5.
That's up to you guys, but I'm gonna tell you what, we need to. quit
One or
getting-
the other.
Well, no, we need to give him away everything. He's basically being given the property. The only thing we requested from him was $100,000 up front, signed, build or no build. We get 100,000. That's the only thing he's been asked for. So you take that and what he normally puts in the property value when he builds a building, he's already started off on a macro with a savings. So, I mean, I don't mind giving some stuff back, but we don't need to give the whole ship away.
So we're giving him the property?
No, he's giving us 100,000. But when you look at what other properties in that area go for,
Well, yeah, it's actually, yeah.
But if we just do a sales tax rebate, forget the home rule, and then rebate their taxes for 5 years, that's a pretty good incentive.
How much is that?
It's almost 300,000
Oh.
over 5 years.
That's over than what they're.
Half the sales tax and what else?
Half the sales tax and half of their TIF increment for 5 years. Well, TIF increment up to, up to 150,000.
yeah, you don't know what that's gonna be.
And then sales tax back up to 150,000 over 5 years.
But Moran's saying that the 285, right, is what they're trying to say?
Well, they're saying that would be like a one-time grant for the project.
What was he gonna get back possibly in projected sales?
It's on page, hold on, sorry. It's on page 3 or 83,
Page what?
83 on your iPad. That's 10 years.
So basically,
Plus we'll get back on page
we're giving them
86.
100,000 a year.
That's how much, well, this is how much estimated TIF revenue will be.
I'll tell you what, why can't we just give them, half their sales tax back? And we can, reevaluate after 1 year to see how things are going. They got to commit to something. I mean, I asked them for 100,000 for a business, that's nothing. So they have to commit something. So we'll give them half the sales tax back for 1 year, then reevaluate instead of giving them the whole boat.
Okay.
That's my
For how
opinion.
long? 5 years,
Yeah, we'll do the sales tax like they wanted it,
but not home rule.
but not home rule because the sales tax means they have to generate it. So they have to put effort into it.
Okay. So
So for 5 years or 1 year?
5 years.
Sales tax myself.
After the sales tax received.
If and home rule
Which is about
stays,
300.
Which is about 300,000.
no, it's 150 just for sales tax.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm just fine with this.
I'm good with it.
Okay, I need to know what to type. You said a lot of different things.
A reimbursement of up to
150.
50% of their sales tax for 5 years, up to a maximum amount of 150,000.
Whichever comes first.
Max,
and then after 1 year, if they want to reevaluate it, they can come back to us and we can discuss any other option.
But it's hard to get a TIF agreement in place once they've already built. Once they've already built, you can't really do a TIF agreement.
No, but we can work something else out with the
Yeah.
other stuff.
Okay.
We can't, I'm sorry, but we can't, we gotta start putting TIF agreement in check on things that we,
Well, yeah, but when we sat down and talked to him, he did
well,
talk
the
about
reason I'm
this.
saying this, there's a sewer that needs to be extended in that district down down Lane Street towards 14th Street. He needs to understand that TIF money can be used to extend that sewer, which he's gonna be able to be partaking of, so.
Agreed. I make a motion. If that's what you're
I've got reimbursed 50% of sales tax for 5 years to a max of 150,000 and reevaluate at 1 year.
If you want to throw that, if you believe what I'll throw, let them understand that the sewer project is part of this, we can. So if you want to put in there, we're giving 50% of the sales tax, plus we're installing a sewer to connect.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah.
You guys good with that part?
We get it right.
Because we need the sewer in there anyway for future development anyhow.
George will just figure an extra handbook and help it.
One of their pot roast sandwiches, yummy.
Do you need a second, Lori?
Yeah, I need a second.
Okay, that's it.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil,
Yeah.
Brian.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, can I go to the public right now instead of going? to-
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Does anybody in the public have a comment? Because afterwards, we're going into executive session and then we'll be out, come back out later. If somebody's got something they want to bring up, but don't want to stay while they're waiting on, I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk now. Okay, I need a motion. Oh, sorry, your hand was behind his head. I couldn't see you.
Question is, south of Ross Lane, Danville, or Tilton or Westville,
Tilton.
what's going in there with the property that's bought?
Where
Off of Ross Lane.
South Ross Lane. That's-
Are you talking about next to Toyota?
Yeah, by the move place. What's going
Well,
on?
Trusali's. By Trusali's.
No.
no, I think she's at me and that
Other side of the
one.
road.
What's going, well,
Other
we
side
really
of
don't
town.
know what's happening right there. We've been requested to abandon an easement through there to create one large piece of property. So we haven't been informed of what the speculation is right now. Sooner or later, they gotta come here.
Martin Leap owns that property, Linda.
I'm just curious, thank you.
Officially, there's nothing yet, just that they want us to abandon an easement so they can plat that as one large section instead of two separate. If you see somebody out there staking, that might be what it is. They might be trying to get the legals on that.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn the executive session.
Second.
Well, everybody talking.
No.
No kidding.
I keep going.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott.
Yeah.
Virg.
Said yeah.
When I said Scott.
Well, yeah,
Brian. Yes. Mike.
Yes.
better sooner than never, right, Bert?
I can't go in there.
Hold down the fort.
Got one question. Bobby's got it. Bob?
Yeah.
Hey, we're live.
Need a mo-
You're, go ahead.
Make a motion, we reconvene. the regular session.
We're about done anyway.
Okay.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so
We gotta do it
can
all.
you technically go
Ready?
one, yeah,
No, we probably better do it all 3 seconds.
We were in there in the executive session talking about land purchase and, we had, 185,000 for the property at 14th Street and King. I need a motion to buy that property for 185,000.
Motion.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil,
Yeah.
Brian,
Yes.
or Mike. I'm trying to do.
Well, no, you flip your sheet. You ain't got it up there.
Right. Who did second? Who's second?
I second that.
Hold on.
I'm not saying nothing.
Go ahead.
Okay, second piece of property is King Street, south of Ross Lane on the west side. There's a strip through there at, how many acres was that?
2.1
2.1 acres,
approximately.
frontage on the road for $70,000. I'd like a motion to buy that.
I'll make a motion. Sorry.
I'll second. You're thinking about mowing the road.
Exactly.
They said you was mowing it anyway, so.
Not that one.
Once a year.
We're gonna sell the
Bob,
Yes.
straw now.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil,
Yeah.
Brian, Mike.
Which,
You okay, Virgil?
I know, we haven't
No,
got,
he's gonna-
we haven't got to the big one
We
yet.
haven't got to the big one yet.
He's chewing really hard. Get another piece of gum. How'd you hear it, Butch?
We do.
Wonder what my dad's thinking right now.
Hodge Street, B&B Construction is for $125,000. I need a motion to buy. I mean, 325.
Virgil's ready to motion that one.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, I hate to tell you this, but it hit the line on the bifocal here. The one line came down and met the other line.
I'll make a motion.
325,000.
Second,
Second.
Bob,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Virgil,
Yeah.
Brian, Mike.
Yes.
Might as well say, yeah. Just one vote anyway, so.
All right, so that's.
Butch, bring pads out, Butch. We're gonna need them.
What?
Bring the pads out. We're gonna need them.
I'm gonna stick in mine, Billy, that way they're always there.
You can sit back here, just hit him with it, right? Mike, you got anything?
I do, actually. Just touching bases on the community stuff. This weekend, one, I want to say thank you to TJ and his group, Bill, for helping stuff over there with the police officer, but Kevin's usually the one over there, but everybody helps out tremendously to help put this thing on, so much appreciated. Communication is always great, so. After party band this weekend, as well as a senior picnic over at Herschel Lake. Family night over at Thomas Park on June 20th. It's sponsored by Toyota, and Superhero Night with our superhero city administrator in charge. We got town cleanup on the 24th over at the park, and then endless summer band over the weekend of July 1st. We
With fireworks.
with fireworks, yeah. As far as majority residents, just to kind of give a little feedback on how things are going, as well as I'll bring up a concern I have. The majority of residents are loving the music and the Village Grill. Get a lot of comments from everybody that they enjoy it. It's something long coming. Huge shout out to our volunteers that make it happen. There's roughly 25 active volunteers that help at various times. And like I said, we're receiving a lot of positive comments. However, I do have an issue that needs to be addressed. And If you don't know me by now, I like to hold accountability and I expect it to come back to me. I prepared basically a statement. It's going to be a little more of like a little short essay, but it has to be addressed with Bob and the circle of friends that he surrounds himself with. There have been many negative comments about me and what I'm doing in the community. Just a few of the comments that were repeated to me. I said, I chose my words very cautiously on that were repeated to me. That I didn't want to say that were stated, because I'm just strictly talking about it. One was accusing me of not communicating with the fire and EMS about the golf cart parade. One of our things that we do is I'm not a micromanager. I don't put on the Easter egg hunt. I don't put on the senior picnic. I'm not in charge of any of that. I'm in charge of community events, and I surround myself with people that put those things on. So it was basically said that down talking me because I didn't have things set up with that. Showing up to events, saying you're bored, really don't help with anything. Accusation of attacking an individual for asking to alter the golf cart route. I had actually some residents that were asking for different things, senior residents that can't leave their house. Was that situation of why I was asking. And then this was more of I know it was a repeated one, but it's a shame that Mike's on the board and can make decisions to change things we have built. The Village Grill was a bad idea, and it's burning bridges with food vendors for the future. While none of these concerns have been brought to me, I would have appreciated a discussion on any feelings versus the spreading of negativity to the residents and the employees that I oversee on this particular committee. You aren't the first one that I've approached with communication. I've done it to Mr. Bill Weir as well. When we had some issues, him and I had some conversations. Everything is fine, but I'm one that likes to get air out and let's get things out in the open. These are just a few things. I'm not going to bore everybody with some other things that are out there, but wasting everybody's time on negative comments. But the committee has agreed at this time that we don't want you or anybody that's in that circle to assist with community events until we've had a meeting with the committee, the mayor, and the city administrator to review further involvement. I'll find somebody to assist with the golf cart parades and Oktoberfest. This is a very positive group of volunteers, and there's no place for negative people with negative statements in this group. We're elected to serve the residents of Tilton in the best way possible. We can agree to disagree on items that we discuss. However, the best interest of our town should remain the focus of serving on the board. Focusing on negative personal comments towards others in hopes of improving your own image should not be tolerated. Lastly, I'd like to thank the other two board members that are on the community events for their dedication to this. It's a chore. I mean, it's another job to put some of these events on and the time that we spend, and it doesn't go unnoticed, just like, you guys that help us every day. So you're heavily involved with it, and it's much appreciated to make this a success. So that's all I've got to say.
Brian?
I just want to echo what TJ talked about. We have the application period we opened up on Tuesday, I believe it was, and it's going to the end of the month. People can put applications in until June 30th online or in person at City Hall. And then once we compile all those applications after the end of the month, we'll do our vetting process to weed out the best candidates so we can bring them in for interviews. And then I just want to thank TJ and all the department heads for all the hard work you guys have done these last few months. And we've had a lot of big changes here in the village, and we're continuing down the right road. And congratulations, Bill, on your first month as mayor. The place hasn't burned down.
Did I surprise you or did I not?
Thank you, Lori, for keeping us in line.
Keep quiet.
Thank you for keeping him in line.
Yeah.
But
Well, David used to just get my roll call too, once in a while.
That's all.
You- it's a little trick to reading that screen sometimes. You gotta go, that's on there twice, Lori. What's this one for?
Oh, I did, Mike and Scott and I were talking about trying to do a couple movie nights, in the park. I did some research. Swink Motion Films is like the renowned license holder for a lot of these movies. They're out of Chicago. And they want almost $500 a movie in license fees. So we tabled that idea for now. Scotty knows, somebody that used to do it for Danville. So he's gonna reach out to her and see if there was a workaround, because I can't see Danville being okay with paying $500 a movie either, but maybe they did. I just don't see it's worth it. And even if we decided to charge $1 entry fee, it's 50% of your earnings or the license fee, whichever comes first. So you always pay that. So unless, probably not this year, if we decide to do it in the next few years, maybe get some businesses to come on board, at least share half.
Could it be possible the village itself be licensed? And we may
That is the.
be
goal.
able to,
That is the goal. Let's do it.
well, okay, I mean, getting the license for,
Yeah, you have to buy it per movie. So,
I'm thinking maybe because we're a government body, we're gonna show it for free, we'll get it.
yeah, no, that doesn't matter. I presented
Okay.
that. I contacted them as a village trustee on my email. And I explained to her all that there's no fee. But
Okay.
they want, it's not them. Well, I'm sure they have a fee, but they pay it back to
Copyright.
the copyright stuff. So, not saying it's out of the window, but something we'll have to definitely review and look back on to see if we can get some sponsorship for that, and maybe so the village doesn't beat the total cost. But, so that's in the works. It's just kind of.
Virgil, again? Virgil?
Not much finance, the way you already get the money. But I did send TJ a note, his crew, whoever responsible did a fantastic job with the former secretary for Memorial Day. It really looked nice.
Thank you.
Looked a lot better than Resurrection where I got praised, I'll tell you that.
Any new piece of gun?
Maybe you gotta think about resting place.
Yeah, good deal.
Delicious.
That's all I got.
Oh, that's all you got? I want to make a comment before I pass it on. I want to thank everybody. The first month's been kind of difficult. I've had some situations arise all at the same time, and you guys have been wonderful helping me through this. Hopefully the expectation, it meets what you was hoping. And I'm ready to work with you guys on a lot of other stuff, so thanks. Bob?
Yeah, we gotta give Mike and him set up the zoning meeting with the zoning, whether the other zoning board or the zoning commissioner. The group in the village and Tom and them, or what their title is.
The zoning commission.
They're the
Tilton
commission
zoning
board.
commission. Yeah.
We'll get something on there.
That's all you got?
Yeah, the rest of it,
Okay.
Mike, you know.
One more thing, we are in the process of finding a replacement for my seat, just so everybody knows.
We're impeaching you already?
We had one prospect and they decided to turn it down, so we're heading for the next group. Gus?
Maybe small.
You want us to find a skinny one, is that what you're saying? You want us to find a-
So that board table gets done.
Ow. Hey, it is kind of nice. I'm not. Well, I should say it.
Oh, we got Virgil.
I mean, I don't have to come. It looks around.
Yes, you do.
I know I look good.
I don't have anything.
Hey, all I know is becoming mayor, I got room, that's all.
Get a better chair.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Scott, you gotta go, Scott.
Hold
He
on.
said no.
I mean,
Okay.
trash cleanup for seniors starts this Monday and we'll run through Friday. I don't think we touched on that part of the trash cleanup.
I do have a question, is treadmills, or is that junk garbage?
Mhm.
Oh, good, I'll have you one.
You better call and get on the list.
I'll put my name on it. I'll put it out in the middle of the street and go, let's go off a damn truck, go by here picking up senior stuff.
Just move it off to the side.
Sat outside, it was most of the time scrap out. It'll be gone before we get there.
Behind the Chevy, he's been around my block.
10 times.
He usually does the alleys, fellas, and I'm not carrying that thing all the way out to that.
Oh, he'll pick that up. He'll get money for that.
Not a whole lot. There's a lot of plastic on it. He wants the metal.
I got $20 for mine.
Anybody got anything?
I did forget one thing that part for the air conditioner, the new ambulance, it hasn't worked since we got it. Been in contact with them, and they found one. They're supposed to ship it to us, never did receive it. Tried calling them, no answer. Sent messages, no answer. Called the rep that sold it to us. Come to find out they had the part, they wanted us to send the ambulance like 1,000 miles away to replace it. And I said, no, you ship us the part and we'll get it replaced. We'll put it in ourselves. So called and talked to her. He called me tonight just before meeting and said it got sent back. So what do you mean it got sent back? And he's like, well, I got your address 501. I said, no, that's my home address. Well, I got another address, 101 Tilton Road. I said, no, 1001. Oh, well, yeah, that's what I got. So supposedly it's supposed to be shipped again tomorrow. When it gets here, we'll get it over to Carnegie and get it put in. It's been a nightmare.
That ambulance has been, that ambulance has been bad.
Yes.
Any update on the,
I mean, the crews aren't even running out right now because it's hot, so hot back there. The air conditioning in the front works great, but it doesn't make it to the back for the patient. But I don't care about, not that I don't care, but I would rather for the patient to be more comfortable than the EMTs.
Especially if you pick one up at heat stroke.
So, well, I'm ready just to tear it out and go somewhere and buy it. I don't want to put in it, you know, but anyway, that's where we're at with that. It's a little bit up way.
Yeah.
put in a window unit in the back door?
Anybody got,
Put a window unit in the back door?
anybody else? Need a motion to adjourn?
Wow.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Ryan. Oh, yeah, sideways. I really wanted to